I'm Gene Cunningham of Illinois Pinball. Most of you probably know who I am. I built the pinball game, Big Bang Bar. I'm primarily going to talk about Kingpin, and they've only allotted me 15 minutes, so if you have any questions or anything afterwards, come by my booth, and I can try to answer any questions you have. We are trying to get 150 names together or more. We will make the minimum of 150 Kingpins and no more than 200. And people ask, well, if you make something like you made Big Bang Bar, why don't you make more of them? That's probably true, we could, and I could probably come a little closer to making money. I only lost $320,000 on Big Bang because companies went broke and destroyed the parts and things. But I learned how to learning experience. I'm sorry, Jim, not inspection. Anyway, we are going to make them as soon as we get enough people. You have to pay half down. I've got applications if you want one to fill out. It'll be 2 to 3 months before we require half of the money to be sent in. At that time, it'll go to an escrow at one of the banks. You'll receive a receipt for it that we've received your money. It can be by check, money order, draft, whatever. We will not break the escrow until we have fulfilled 150 or more, which we will have, I'm sure. First step will be to make all new boards. We used all the 191 boards we had to make Big Bang. We have 3 different companies going to bid on the boards, and we have a couple of engineers that are going to look into just changing the chips, which some say 6, some say 7 on the boards that we have, because we have all the Gerber files and everything from the originals. When we get that done, then Fred Fife, who worked with me on Big Bang, is coming back to work for me, and we will start getting all the orders and everything in place in order to do the construction. Tentatively, I'm looking at 2 to 3 months before I require any money. Probably somewhere 4 to 5 months when we actually start getting the orders and things back in for the parts. At that time, we have to break the escrow to pay some of the people, because the way the economy is, I know this from a fact, I manufacture parts all the time and replacement things. They want half up front or they want paid when you pick it up. And I don't blame them. When we made Big Bang, the guy that made the wire harnesses for us, he made them on red wire with red traces. Well, when we put them on the game, they didn't work. And he would not refund the money, he told me to go somewhere else. So that was a write-off. If anyone has a question they want to know about, just hold your hand up. I'm allotted 15 minutes, and then you can come by my booth if you want more questions or anything. Anyone have a particular question at this time? We have the applications. I've signed 6 people up here at the show already, and we have over 100. I'm not going to give the exact amount. So if you have a question on that, or if you want an application, I have them here to give you when I leave. If you have no more questions on that, if you have any general questions about parts or the pinball industry or what's going on, I'll try to answer those for you. Still no hands. That's good. I can keep. Oh, got a hand.
What factory is making?
Speak loud, please.
Which factory is making the pinball machines?
Which factory?
Yeah.
Okay. Us, as pinball manufacturing, and also Illinois Pinball, will make the play fields. We will make and order all the hard parts. Then they will be transferred from Illinois Pinball to pinball manufacturing. We have 2 different companies that are bidding on doing the assembly work. Now, when you say assembly work, that's primarily putting it all together. When I made Big Bang, after the 3 screw-ups and the 2 bankruptcies that I lost all the parts and everything on, we remade all that, and we went to a company that was supposed to be able to produce 15 play fields wired and ready to go a week. They averaged about 3. So I hired 8 people and set up in one of our warehouses, and we finished them up that way. Any more questions?
Do you have
How much is the buy-in?
How much is what?
How much is the buy-in? How much-
The buy-in?
Yeah.
Okay, total price will be $7,000. You'll need to put half down in 2 to 3 months when we notify you. This is the same way we did Big Bang. Only problem with Big Bang is I thought I could sell them for $4,500, which I did, but with the bankruptcies and things, it cost me $7,200 a game to make it, so I took a $320,000 bath. It didn't feel real well, but I could afford it, so I did it. My wife said it was your dream, go ahead and do it. Okay? And it'll probably be 5 months or somewhere before we would want the second part. Okay, next question? Yes?
Do you have any plans next?
Huh?
Do you have any plans after this game?
What's after that game?
After Kingpin, yeah.
After Kingpin, well, there's a couple of rumors. Most people do not know about it, and I'm not going to divulge the name of it, but there was a third game that they made at the same time in prototype. When Williams sued Capcom over the boards, they tied Capcom up for approximately a year in court. So while they were in court, they made some video games, and they made Big Bang and Kingpin. They made 14 of each, and I'm not blowing their whistle or mine, but it's probably the best engineered game ever made because they had all their engineers, all their artists, programmers and everything working on it off and on. They had a year. They did produce 14 of them. They put a couple of them out on location, and then they sold them off to people. One set of them was burned up in a fire in New Jersey, so there's only 13 original Big Bangs and Kingpins left. When I built Big Bang, there was none for sale of the 13 of them. I found by accident a professor up at DeKalb, Illinois had one. And I called him up and he said, well, the minimum I'd take for it would be $25,000. I said, okay, I'll come up and see you tomorrow. So I got my truck, my checkbook, and I went up there, and they just had a pair of twins. And I said, I don't really want to do that much money. I'll give you $10,000, borrow your game, bring it back to you in better shape. And he said, no, we really need the money. Clue. Okay. So the wife was standing there, and I said, well, rather than do that, I'd really like to give you a game. And rather than, and I paused for a little bit, I'd like to give you $20,000. And he said no. And the wife was standing there, and I said, well, I really don't want to do that, but I'll give you $19,000 right now. She said, okay. That ended his sales pitch. So I bought the Big Bang for $19,000. We took it back, completely stripped it down, and as we fixed it and went on the plans the other one, we made some improvements. Now, I do not have any idea right now of making any improvements on Kingpin. I won't know that till I get into the final details. As far as I know, no one has ever had any problems or anything with it. In the case of Big Bang, the artwork was silk screened onto the cabinet, and it stopped about 3/4 of an inch from the edges. So I paid an artist to expand the artwork and make it go to the edge, which made your characters bigger. The dancing girl in it was made out of silicone, and the feet had sagged and it drug as it turned around. She didn't shimmy too well. So we went to another company and had it made out of a stiffer rubber, and then we made it glow in the dark, and then I also made some blonde ones with big hooters. Okay? And, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Are you going to have a parts surplus?
I can't hear you.
Are you going to have a parts surplus, like spare plastics? And
What do you mean?
replacement parts?
Yes, we had those and we sold them all, and we do have requests for more for Big Bang, and we'll probably make more of those in the near future too. Speak loud, I've got
I'm wondering if you've got a picture of the original Kingpin.
Huh?
Do you have a picture of the original Kingpin?
I have a picture, it's on the flyer, and I also have access to a real one. I made arrangements with some guys who wish to remain anonymous. I offered them $25,000 for their game, and they will not sell it. They said, Gene, we'd like to see you make this machine, we will loan it to you. So I have it on a loaner, I've signed a contract with them, and when I pick the machine up, I have to put a $40,000 bond on it, which I've already made arrangements with my broker. That will not be picked up probably for 2 months. Our next hurdle, after first to get the money and the people signed up, then we will finalize the boards. Once the board's over the hump of the boards, we're on our way. Okay, anybody else? Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Estimated time of completion?
I'm sorry?
Estimated time of completion?
5 to 6 months, I hope.
To have the game done?
I hope so.
Oh, really?
We learned enough about scheduling and timetables on the other that I think we can proceed pretty safely. If we get, we'll know within another week or two. There's still some big bang bar people who have not sent their money in, because if they do, they get to keep their same serial number and they got to match set of machine serial number wise. And we, on the Big Bang, we'll also do like, on Kingpin, we'll also do like we did on Big Bang. We'll make the plaque with the name, the number, and a 5-line saying as you get to say whatever you want. And there were some strange sayings. Okay? The rest of the time frame though, getting the boards, and then we'll start ordering parts. We'll break the escrow 3 to 4 months and be in production. Because one of the companies that's going to make parts and things for us is going to do our assembly with Fred overseeing it, and they're only a mile away from our location. So we've got very close access to it. Another question? Okay. Any general questions or anything? How much time have I got left? 5 minutes? Okay. I'll take you in just a moment and I'll get the other. But anybody else that has questions or want to talk, I'll give you out applications here in a minute. I see that extinguished gentleman in the back there waving at me. I'll get you in just a minute. He is a buyer. He has a Big Bang and he also is signed up for Kingpin. What was your next question?
Oh, so now you've done two. Do you
Huh?
Now you've done 2 machines. Do you think you might be able to make an original one?
Well, now, see, that's a question we come up all the time. Making original, or making NOS, or reproduction. Now, I bought all these companies. Now, am I making NOS parts and selling them to you, or am I making reproductions, or am I making something new? That's a multiple question. Best answer I can say is we make them. If there's anything wrong with something, we try to make it better. Okay, Shaggy? Yeah.
Gene,
Loud.
Gene, how's your health? I asked, how is your health? How is your health? I asked because if I'm sending you $7 grand, I want to make sure you make it through the project.
I didn't hear all that. Can you tell me what he said?
How is your
Disregard it. Well, he sent me his money before, and he's already signed up to do the next time. Thank you. Okay, anything else? I still got 2 or 3 minutes. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them. Any of you are interested? Any of you are? There's 1, 2, okay, 3. You already signed up, haven't you? Okay, that's 3. All right, 4. All right, I'll give you applications in a minute. I thank you all for listening to me. Gary's getting antsy. He's going to come over and grab the microphone away from me. Anyway, come by the booth. I'll answer any questions you might have.